just like with trad routes, you want to make the assessment of how dangerous it is and the assessment of what the climb is like before you do it, so that when you're climbing, you've already dealt with those demons, let's say, and you can just focus on the climbing. I used to think lead climbing was better than bouldering on rock because you can climb for a long time and you go in the flow, but then I started deep water soloing. Like any sketchy climbing, it's all about the climbing experience overpowering the fear factor. And if you're 100% focused on the climbing and you're confident in the climbing and you know what you're doing, then there's no reason to be scared actually, because you trust yourself. I was thinking of going ground up, but I don't know. Oh, now that the sun's out, it seems a bit more tempting, but
Are you getting in the sea first?
I think I should, because the tide's going down. See if it's deep enough. And if height's just a factor, then just man up and go for it slightly higher. But we don't want it to be shallow.
Do you want me to go down with my shoes on and work it?
Whatever you
Or
think.
brush it?
Whatever you think.
I was thinking of just brushing it and then we can just
Go
go
for
for
it,
it right
yeah.
now. I think that'd be a bit better.
Cool. Right, cool. I'll wetsuit up and.
Do you want to do it right now?
I think I do.
Let's do it.
I think I do.
Big balls jump by Johnny. Straight. It's surprisingly clean. It's a little wet just for generally being near the sea. Overall, the rock quality feels amazing. It's quite an imposing line. I think the crux is just below the middle where you get to this middle ledge where you match. I think you have a shape out, but it's getting to that ledge, which I think is the crux. It's like no feet, and you're gonna have to do something like clamping to come into this undercut, and then move round to some better holds to the rest. And then the top, I think, eases off, but you're pretty high up, so it's shaky for the yeah, I'm excited. We need to sort out this evacuation plan. That is the most Johnny thing to do, isn't it? Just jump in without thinking of how he's going to get out. Right.
The jump originally, it seemed okay, but when I was in the air, I realized it was higher than I thought it was at the beginning. I think that's because it was my first jump after the whole winter season, really. So it was a little bit like, well, getting my bearings right. Probably should have done that a bit lower, but it was good. It was fun. It was fine.
You climb up that face a little bit,
Yeah.
and then you get to this like horizontal break,
Yeah.
and so it's on good hold, and you go over, and then that's when you come round onto the arete. And then I don't know the probably best sequence here. I've chalked up a few options. I don't really work one out. I think there's an undercut that you have to stand up into,
Yeah.
and then you'll see it. There's like an undercut and then like a little crimp here, and then I think you come up into this, and then maybe get a heel on around the arete.
What's this?
Then you come on. This is not that great.
I think I like the idea of going ground up. Although it might be a bit sketch. Not sketch. Might be a bit, you know, have to come, yeah. Ground up will be fine, the water's fine, it's safe, you can go out with it. I don't think there's any risk really.
You're gonna jump!
It really sucked. I kind of bailed. I almost tried to do a move, but I really didn't want to stick the move because I didn't want to go higher up. There were so many things that kind of increased the level of stress. It was my first deep water solo of this season. All the holes were greasy and I didn't know where I was going. And I didn't expect to be so high up right off the bat. I don't have any experience deep water soloing here, and with all these factors of tide, cold, and getting out quickly before you die in the freezing water. In Greece, in the warmth, with the boat below for rescue, with all this stuff. Here it feels much more surreal. It feels like you're really out there in the elements. On my first attempt, it kind of took me back to the first ever time I deep water soloed. When you come to terms with it, it's fine, no problem, really. Ah! Oh. On that last climb, I felt 100% flow, just climbing. I wasn't thinking of the fall, I wasn't thinking of any silly trad placements and stuff, like any of the distractions from climbing. And I think to me that's what the true goal for climbing is. And if anyone can find their type of climbing which puts you in this state of flow and you're just climbing and just flowing up without any of the distractions, I think that's the dream.